Today we are going to do a workshop on soil mixing for seed starting, and we're going to show you guys how to mix your potting soil. One reason why we want to show you guys this is because it's really inexpensive. The way I start off is you need 3 components to a good potting soil. You need a component that will provide aeration for your potting soil, and you need nutrients, and that's another component. And then also you need filtration. To provide nutrients for your potting soil, we're going to use compost. Now, compost basically is just a bunch of organic matter that has started to decompose and started to decay. And it can be anything organic. It could be plant material, it could be cardboard boxes, things of that nature. Anything that has carbon or anything that has nitrogen in, or the combination of 2 of those mixed together, and then it breaks down. So this is what you get after it starts to break down. It smells really good. It smells like wet rained earth or something like that. So this is how your compost, if your compost smells spoiled or rancid, that means something is going on in your compost. So do something, turn it, whatever. Yeah. So, and the next thing we have here is going to be what is going to provide aeration for our soil. And that's just going to provide so airflow can go through it, and your soil, your potting soil can breathe, because plants do need oxygen. The roots need oxygen. All the microorganisms that are in there feeding your plants, they need oxygen. So this is what's going to provide that. And here, this is a mixture of coconut coir and then also of peat moss. Coconut coir comes in this form. It's like a block. It's compacted. So when you take a block this big and you throw it into your wheelbarrow and you add water to it, it's going to expand to this. So just be aware of that. So this is really good. And then actually a lot of people are using more of the coconut because it's a little bit more sustainable, because it's a byproduct of coconut. The other source that's also in here is called peat moss. It's really heavy and they come in like these huge blocks. So we have our coconut coir and then our peat moss here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, the way I do my recipe is equal parts to all 3. So if I'm going to do, depending on the size or how many of these flats, depending on how many of these I'm going to do, I'll do according to that. So so right now I guess what we'll go ahead and do is we'll do a 5-gallon bucket, or let's do half 2.5 gallon bucket of this. So what I'm going to do is I actually like to add, like I said, I do equal parts of all 3 ingredients. So let's do our coconut coir and then also our peat moss and our perlite. Maybe one more scoop. So that looks like 2.5 gallons. Then I'm going to take our compost here. Let's dump yeah, that looks good. That's half a bucket. So as you can see here, there's some little parts that are still decaying, and that's fine.
We also make sifters that take some of that stuff out. Yeah. So we have a sifter right outside.
If you have a sifter like Tyrone does, you know, you can sift it out and just get everything that has been broken down. And then what we can do is we're going to add our vermiculite, or perlite, I'm sorry. So if we had cinder sand, we would add cinder sand. And, you know, try not to breathe this stuff in. So you can see it's white. So we'll just... I'm going to eyeball it. So it might be the whole bag. Whew. And use your hands, you guys.
And wear a mask.
Yeah, I would say wear a mask. My mask is over there, so. Yeah, that is true. Like with the perlite or vermiculite, wear a mask because you don't want to be breathing in all that.
Vermiculite sometimes has asbestos in it, they say.
Yeah, cinder sand works. I use cinder sand. Some of them are not as sturdy as these. So cinder sand will add weight to your potting soil. So it can get a little wonky. So just be aware of that. I also want to feel it too. Does this feel right to you? You know, is it heavy? Does it crumble easily? This is actually, there's a good amount of water that has been added to that. So you want to add water to your coconut coir and then to your peat moss too, just to get it like this. You don't want it to be drenched, like water pouring out of it or dripping. You don't want that. This is, see, if I compress it, it holds together. As long as it does that, you're good to go. All right. So now that we have all three of our ingredients mixed up like this, we can start potting with it. Now this looks really good, you guys. That looks really good to me. Yeah. So this is ready to go. So you just made a whole wheelbarrow of your own potting soil with very, very economical. And then this is what we use to start our seedlings in. So the best way to do this is get something like this that is solid, no leaks in it. And then this, and then you just go ahead and fill up your container, whatever that may be. Just fill it up like this. And then what you want to do is like that. Then fill it back up. Don't pack it. Don't pack it down. I see people doing that. No. Just tap it like this and it'll compact down itself. So that's all you do like this. Then these are ready to go. Then you place them in here like this. Like that. So you take your pinky and then just put right in the center. Put a hole in there. You see how because there's moisture, it's holding its structure? And that's what you do. You just poke little holes in it like this. If you have a pin or a pencil, that will work. Your pinky works. And then now your potting soil is ready for the seed. So that's how you guys do it. So I got you guys all the way up to this stage where you poke the holes in it and this is ready for seed. Then what you do, get your flat like this, whatever it may be, maybe an old pan or whatever, put your water in there and then place these in there and then just pour your water. The best way to water is from the bottom up. From the top to the bottom is okay, but the best way to do it is put your water in here and just set these in there and then water will feed up. Okay. Don't do a fourth of it. Just do, I would probably say like, depending on the size of this, your flat, I would say do like about an eighth. Yeah. You don't want to drown. Yeah. And the best way to do it, like I said, is observation. Keep an eye on your soil. If your soil is nice and like this and moist and damp, you're good to go.